The moment I stepped into my new house, a shiver ran down my spine. It wasn't just the chill of the old, creaking wood beneath my feet, but the oppressive atmosphere that seemed to hang in the air. The place had an unsettling aura, as if it had absorbed the secrets and sorrows of countless previous owners. As I wandered through the dimly lit corridors, the old paintings on the walls caught my attention. Portraits of stern-looking individuals with eyes that seemed to follow my every move. Their presence was eerie, but I attributed it to the outdated style of art. I had always been a fan of vintage decor, and this house was a treasure trove of antiques. The realtor had told me that the previous owners had left the place in a hurry, citing personal reasons. I brushed off my initial unease as jitters from moving into a new home. That night, I retired to the bedroom, hoping a good night's sleep would banish the unease I felt, but sleep was elusive. Strange sounds echoed through the house, like whispers in the walls. The wind outside howled like a mournful ghost. I chalked it up to my imagination running wild in an unfamiliar setting. Yet, as the night wore on, those whispers grew more distinct, and I swore I heard my name uttered in hushed tones. Unable to dismiss my growing unease, I got out of bed and ventured into the hallway. The portraits lining the walls seemed different. The once stoic faces now bore sinister, twisted expressions. Their eyes glowed with malevolent intent, and their lips curled into wicked grins. I couldn't believe my eyes, so I rubbed them and looked again. But the paintings had changed. It was as if the past had reached out to me, seeping into the very essence of my house. My heart raced, and I stumbled back into my bedroom, locking the door behind me. Under the thin beam of moonlight slicing through the curtains, I tried to make sense of it all. Was it a trick of the light? A product of exhaustion? Or was there something truly sinister lurking within the walls of this house? Dread clung to me like a second skin as I waited for the night to pass, wondering what other horrors this new home held in store. Little did I know, the night had only just begun, and the paintings were harboring a malevolent secret, one that would plunge me into a nightmare beyond imagination. The following morning arrived with a deceptive calmness, the sun casting gentle rays through the windows, masking the horrors of the previous night. I ventured out of my room cautiously, still shaken by the inexplicable changes in the paintings. My curiosity got the better of me, and I approached the nearest portrait, a stern-looking woman with a high-collared dress. Her nameplate read Eleanor Sinclair. The transformation was unmistakable. Her face had twisted into an expression of profound anguish, her eyes now a haunting shade of crimson. I hurriedly moved on to another painting, hoping it was just an isolated occurrence. But the same malevolent metamorphosis had overtaken every portrait in the house. The once proud ancestors now bore expressions of agony, madness, and despair. It was as though their darkest secrets were etched onto the canvas for all to witness. As I continued to explore, I discovered a room in the attic that had been sealed off. The door was heavy with age, and its rusty hinges groaned in protest as I pushed it open. Inside, the air was thick with dust, and the room was illuminated by a single flickering candle. The room was filled with more paintings, but these were different. They depicted scenes of violence, cruelty, and suffering. Disturbingly detailed portraits of people engaged in unspeakable acts, their faces contorted with malevolence. I recoiled in horror, realizing that these images must hold the key to the sinister transformation of the house. A chill ran down my spine as I examined one particularly gruesome painting. It showed a woman, her face a mask of terror, surrounded by shadowy figures with elongated limbs and twisted features. I couldn't tear my gaze away from the painting, and as I stared, I felt the creeping sensation that these entities were watching me from within the canvas. A voice, soft and chilling, whispered from behind me. "They are trapped, you know, and they hunger for release." I spun around to find a figure standing in the doorway, obscured by the dim light. It was a woman, her features hidden in the shadows. Panic surged through me as I stumbled back, demanding answers. "The house chose you," she said cryptically, her voice filled with a dark allure. "You can set them free, but at a price." I was trapped, surrounded by the malevolent paintings, and this enigmatic woman held the key to unraveling the sinister past that had infected my new home. The line between reality and nightmare blurred as I faced an impossible choice. With no way to escape the horrors that awaited me in the haunted depths of the house, the woman's words echoed through my mind, and the choice she presented gnawed at my sanity like a relentless predator. I demanded answers, desperate to understand the sinister force that had ensnared me within these haunted walls. "You must release them," she whispered, her eyes glinting with an eerie intensity. "The spirits trapped within these paintings are bound by a curse that demands new souls to replace them." My heart pounded in my chest as I realized the horrifying truth. The house itself was a malevolent entity, a vessel for the souls of those long gone, and it hungered for the living. I was its chosen victim, selected to perpetuate the cycle of torment. "What is the price?" I stammered, dread pooling in my gut. Her lips curled into a chilling smile, revealing sharp teeth. "You must offer your own soul to free them." The room seemed to close in around me as I grappled with the impossible choice. To free the tormented spirits, I would have to sacrifice myself, but to refuse meant a fate worse than death, trapped in this cursed house as one of the malevolent entities. As I contemplated my options, the paintings in the room began to warp and shift, their tortured subjects writhing in agony. Their silent screams filled the air, and I could feel their desperate longing to be released. The pressure in the room mounted, and I realized that time was running out. The enigmatic woman's eyes bore into mine, her presence an ever-tightening noose around my sanity. With trembling hands, I made my decision, knowing that I would pay a terrible price for it. "I'll do it," I whispered, my voice barely audible even to myself. Her smile widened, revealing her malevolence in its full glory. "A wise choice, though one you will soon regret." She reached out her hand, and as I took it, a searing pain shot through me, as if my very soul was being torn asunder. My vision blurred, and I felt myself slipping away into the abyss of the cursed house. The paintings around me came to life, their horrific scenes now fading into blissful serenity. The trapped spirits had been set free, but at the cost of my own existence. As the darkness consumed me, I realized that my new house had claimed its latest victim, and I had become just another brushstroke in its gallery of horrors.